right, guys, let's talk about the most controversial, liked, viewed, commented video Jeep vehicle on our entire YouTube channel and existence. Now, you might think, oh, it was the time where he turned a 1940 Ford into a long travel pre-runner rat rod. No, it wasn't that time. Oh, you might think it was the time where he took a four-door JK, filled in the back door, and made a JKL. No, it wasn't that time. You might think, oh, it was when he took his girlfriend's car, cut the roll cage out, put a new one in, put half doors on, 38s, all these fancy things. No, guys, wasn't that one either. Now, this particular vehicle has only been on the channel once. Only one time, and it has 37,000 views. Countless comments. People have lost their minds over this video. And it is that vehicle right there. Now, I don't get it. Maybe you guys understand more than I do, but this is a bone stock Jeep Gladiator Mojave. All I did was put a set of 35s and some 30 left wheels on it, and the internet lost their minds. So, I've been thinking, how do I bring this vehicle back on the channel? And frankly, as you can tell in the background over there, Natalie's Jeep has been in here for months because she keeps just adding to it. I think she was just trying not to drive it during the winter and wanted to drive this brand new Jeep. So she's been driving the Gladiator. And in celebration of International Women's Day, which was yesterday, we decided to fix some of the things that have happened to the Gladiator under Natalie's watch. Let me explain. So, some of the things that have happened to this brand new Gladiator since Natalie's been driving it is we got a small, I'm using that lightly, small crack in the windshield. And then, now this is really not entirely her fault, but we're gonna blame her anyway. One of the headlights has gone out. So, I am gonna tackle one of those projects today, and I'll show you what we're gonna do. Okay, so, we're gonna fix these headlights. Now, I bought this Mojave, which you should all do, used, because this Jeep, brand new, the window sticker on this Jeep is $65,000. Now, as a Jeep enthusiast, I gotta say, it's not a $65,000 Jeep. The car prices in the world today are absurd. And I was able to pick this up with only 10,000 miles on it. Now, what do you guys think the price difference was between a brand new $65,000 Jeep with 0 miles to a slightly used Jeep with 10,000 miles? Well, let me tell you, it was $11,500 off. The Jeep's brand new. It still smelled new. It looked new. 10,000 miles is nothing, guys. So, if you do your research and you scour the interwebs, you too can find a deal that's better than buying new. Now, this video, like I said, 37 as I'm filming this, hopefully it goes up, 37,000 views. The most viewed video on my entire YouTube channel. It has 108 comments. 108. And that's not counting the comments that I commented back to or other people commented on top of. A lot of these comments have multiple likes and other people wanting to know the same things. Now, one of the big things, one of the biggest controversies about this entire video I did before was I said that I would rather have the Mojave over the Rubicon. Now, That really hurt some feelings. People went crazy. So I'm gonna give you guys just some of the top comments here, gonna answer some questions, gonna talk about why I went with the Mojave, reiterate some things, and kind of go from there. So, you know, some of the positive comments was, let's see here. Nice Mojave, the 35s look great. Perfect setup, nice. I ran across your videos looking for the biggest tires you could fit on a Mojave with no lift. Thanks a lot. Looks awesome, just working a deal on a Mojave today. In this video I mentioned that I hate the red dash on the Rubicon. The Mojave comes with the gray. That comment got 5 likes. A lot of people are over the red dash. Someone also said, I hate the red dash. Thanks for mentioning it, glad somebody did. Everybody wants to know what the specs are on these wheels. These are a 17-inch from Dirty Life. They have a 4.5 back spacing. They fit perfectly. There's no rubbing issues whatsoever. The next top comment was, does it feel sluggish with the 35s? Do I need to re-gear? Is the transmission need to be recalibrated? No. Jeep did their homework when they built the JL and the JT, and this new transmission you go from driving a JK to a JL or a JT, and it is just night and day difference, guys. So much smoother. You barely tell these things are here. Plus, the stock Mojave comes with like a 32.5 or almost a 33. So you really don't notice the difference at all switching to these. Obviously they're a little bit heavier, excuse me, but really don't notice the difference. You guys don't need to do anything to run a 35. Now, a comment I did get is, what headlights are you running? Now, this is a big one, guys. COVID-related problems when they were building all of these, it had to do with the LED headlights. The LED headlights, they only made enough for the ordered versions. So you had to order these with those headlights. If you didn't get them and you wanted to get them through the dealer, as an option to install yourself, it was impossible. I tried, it was a year. They told me they were on back order for a year to get these headlights. Now, the problem with this is I bought it used. The person who had this before me went to Amazon because they didn't get the LED package, and they put in some cheap Amazon lights. Now, earlier I said Natalie blew out a headlight. It really wasn't her fault because these are just some cheap light. The other problem with that is nobody was making 9-inch lights. The Gladiator and the JL require a 9-inch light. So these are a 7-inch light, for a JK. So they don't fit in there right. There's rust around the ring. They're awful. A lot of the features don't work well. They flicker. They're not bright. They're awful. And if it only has 10,000 miles on it and one of the headlights has already gone out, there's a serious problem. So what I'm unboxing here, which is the whole point of this video, is the Diode Dynamics 9-inch light. Now, these are the Elite Max versions, so they come with a off-road light built into the headlight that you run through an auxiliary switch. So a little bit more money than the regulars, but I figured what the hell. These are the nicest lights I think are on the market right now. They're the closest to the OEM style light. They have this huge heat sink on the bottom. Excuse me, I'm making a video here. Yeah, your brother's gonna come over. He's all upset. I think this is the best headlight for the JL and the JT on the market. So that's what I'm unboxing. They come in a very nice package. They come with, as Atlas was just unboxing, all of the wires, everything you need to hook it up. So that's what we're doing today. So let's get to it. I'll answer some more of these comments as we're going here on this vehicle. I'm not gonna do a full install on these because Diode Dynamics did one, and usually whenever a company does it, they spend all kinds of money. They're in a professional studio with nice lighting and nice audio, and they do a better job than I am. So I'll give you a rough guide on how to install these. But basically, we're gonna talk about all these comments, some of the other things that people liked, hated about the Mojave. We'll go from there. Let's do it. You ready? Let's go. First thing you're gonna need to do is remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these little plastic push clips here. So once you got those clips out, this grill can get removed, and there's little tiny clips on the bottom there that hold it in. So you can take that, get it out of the way. So next thing you gotta do is remove these 3 10 mils that hold in the light. Now, being that I have these aftermarket Amazon lights installed by God knows who, I'm a little bit worried to see what we got for wiring under here. And where things go. Hopefully you guys have a unmolested vehicle. Yep, that looks like speaker wire right there. So it looks like they took some good old-fashioned speaker wire and ran that over to the turn signals to get a run-in light. So that's cool. So one of the other nice things about the Diode Dynamics kit, unlike its Amazon predecessor that was in here, it comes with the right wiring harness. So this part here with a little ballast, that goes to the headlight. This part here with this Y needs to get fished up, and there's a connector back in here. So you go between the reservoir like that. So while I'm doing that, one of the other top comments I got was, you know, kind of a pro for one of the reasons why the Mojave is a little bit cooler, in my opinion, than the Rubicon. You can run the rear locker in 4 high. And I guess on the Rubicon, you cannot. Now, one of the other top comments I got, which is a little embarrassing, is right around 4 minutes and 52 seconds, I guess. In the last video, there was a very suspect sound that came from my rear section. Now, I want to clear the air on this, so there's you know, there's nothing left unsaid. That was the windshield wiper, guys. I did not fart in the video, okay? Maybe we'll throw a clip of that in as video evidence that there was a windshield wiper going and it squeaked and it made a sound similar to a fart. This suspension is sick. You really notice it. So, you know, going from drop, you guys can go back and watch that if you want to. Now, once you get this plugged in, the headlight should plug right in. I can't really show you this anyway because it's impossible, but it's here. All right. Once you have the driver's side wire run there, passenger side wire run there, there's a wire that connects this light to this light. That needs to run across. It just runs right underneath there. You can hook your headlights up. So, this wire here goes to the wire that runs across. Boom. Then this wire here goes to the factory headlight wire. And that just kind of tucks in there like that. So, one of the other big questions I got, and or comments. I guess there was a question and a comment here. One of them was, I would never buy a Mojave because I want to have the front locker. Now, I'm not trying to put anyone down here, guys. I think he went on to say, I would never buy the Mojave because I need the front locker for rock crawling. Now, let me tell you guys something. There's maybe 10 people, 20 people that rock crawl the Gladiators. And I'm not talking about like some class 6 roads, guys, with some rocks on them. I'm talking about actually rock crawling a Mojave. Now, those 10 people, it doesn't matter if they bought the Sport, the Rubicon, the Mojave, guess what? They don't have the Rubicon axles anymore. Because if you want to rock crawl one of these things, they're 30 freaking feet long. You need more than 37s. You need more than 38s. And you can't do that on the factory axle. You just can't. If you want to drive to the mall on 40s, on the factory Rubicon axle, fine. But you can't do it on this. Now, the other thing about that is this axle is the same axle as the Rubicon, except it has steel knuckles, not aluminum knuckles. So it's stronger. So to add a locker to this, I'm an off-road shop. I get a discount on lockers. I can do it myself. No big deal. 500 bucks, I got a locker in here, okay? So now I have all the suspension. I have front and rear lockers, same as the Rubicon. We're good to go. So when you say you want to go rock crawling, I think people maybe throw that term around a little bit too much. If you're going to rock crawl realistically on hard trails, a Gladiator, you probably need to chop the bed. You need to do like that moto-built bed that's a lot shorter because the bed is way too long. The overhang out back is absurd. And realistically, you can't even run a 40, you have to run a 42 because the thing is just too big, guys. So, that answers that. That's why the front locker to me is no big deal. Now, the next question. Why didn't I go with a 37-inch tire? And frankly, let me just show you. So, why didn't I go with a 37-inch tire? Guys, I have this Jeep on 40s. 40s. Now, you guys haven't seen this yet. This Jeep, getting 37s. That Jeep, over there, 40s. How many tires do I need to have over 37 inches? I just want a 35. Drive on the street. Now, we got my Tundra here. Boom. Guess what size tires those are on? 37s. Guys, Natalie's Jeep, 38s. So, Tundra, 37s. Natalie's Jeep, it's getting a brand new set of 38s. Subscribe if you want to see that. It's coming in, I think, maybe the next video. So, that's Natalie's Jeep. 38s. I don't need to have 37s on everything. This is more than enough. This is a run around town, take it to the movies. This is a daily driver. I promised myself I wasn't going to build it. I made a promise to myself that I wasn't going to put big tires on it, no matter what. Another set of 37s, guys. So that's why this got 35s. Now, you guys know how this Jeeping world goes. In the future, we might build it. We might build it. Now, I digress. I'm going to calm down here. If I were to build this, I think this is what I would do. Just because I want to try this. If I'm not going to do it, but if I were to build this, what I would do is I would pick up a set of the portal axles or the portal adapters from 74 Weld. If you guys haven't seen those, check those out. Insane, okay? Now, I've never run them. I don't know anyone that's ever run them. But you can put these on these axles, and people run 40s with no lift. So Mojave, All that cool factory suspension, don't need to change anything. Don't need to re-gear because the portals will do that for you. And I wouldn't go crazy rock crawling with this thing. Just, you know, it would just be cool to run it on 40s. I think these axles could hold it. I've seen there are guys doing it. So that would be interesting. I would try it. And yeah, they're expensive, but guys, guess what? So are crate axles. So maybe give it a try. Maybe. I'm not saying I'm gonna do that. I might do it. Never, I don't know. I may not. That thing of Trump doing it, I don't know. Anyways, back to these headlights, guys. All right, guys, so now that they're in, let's take it outside and test it out. One thing I did not mention with installing these, the Elite Max, they have the Elite and then the Elite Max. The Elite Max has these extra LED bars on either headlight, which is a off-road auxiliary light. So basically, these come with a little wired harness and a switch that you route into the cab, and you can turn those on when you're off-road, and it's like having a whole nother little tiny, you know, off-road light. So that's a really cool feature. I didn't show that because in an upcoming video, we're gonna install one of the factory switch panels in here because everyone says that the Rubicon has that, so I figured I might as well put one in this. So that's why I didn't do that. But you can run it without that, and it comes with a provided switch, which is kind of cool. It's almost dark outside. We'll get this thing buttoned up, get it outside, and we'll test these headlights out. I'm pretty excited about it. All right, guys. We are out in what I consider this build's natural habitat. Now, we've been driving, sorry, I have a cold. We've been driving the Mojave around with these Elite Maxes for a couple weeks now, and I gotta say, you never know how bad something is until you replace it with something good. It's true with women, cars, headlights, all the above. These things are awesome. They are worth the money. Now, you don't need to get the Max. You can just get the Elite, which is a little bit less money. It just doesn't have the off-road lights. Now, I didn't hook up the off-road lights yet. Basically comes with these come with a switch so you can do it. But I have a factory switch panel on order that goes kind of like to the left of or to the right of the locker switches. So I'm waiting for that. As soon as that comes in, we'll hook those up. And basically when you're out off-roading, you hit that, and these little bars here on the side light up like crazy. The other cool thing about these lights is you can change the halo ring to amber if you want, and all of that is programmable just through the light switch, just different sequences, and you can get amber. I left it on the white because the fog lights have a white ring as well. Now, these are some cheap Amazon fog light. I didn't replace those yet because I think we are going to be replacing this bumper at some point in time, so that's why I left those. Also, since this wasn't the LED package, these are halogen. So I have new LED ones for those as well, possibly something different with the fender. So that's a video down the road if you guys want to see that. Subscribe. The other cool thing we are doing is we are almost at 1,500 subscribers, which is so cool because this channel started from nothing, and I know 1,500 is not a lot, but pretty cool. So I think when we do hit 1,500, we're gonna give something away. We're gonna use one of those generators to pick one of our random 1,500 subscribers, and we're gonna give away something cool. Get some shirts, you know, some swag, some Force swag, and then some type of off-road product, maybe a Factor 55, Pro Link, or a new winch line, or maybe even some lights. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But if you guys like these type of videos, you want to see more off-road content, you want to see more of the builds we're doing, I sink a lot of my extra money from the shop into doing our own builds, making content. I can't tell you how many cameras I've bought, all that stuff. So if you guys want to see more of this, share it with your buddies, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Get them to subscribe, get your grandmother to subscribe, whatever. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna wait for it to get a little bit darker. We'll get some shots of it there, and yeah, after that, boys, I'll see you guys in the next video. The next video is gonna be a good one, so stay tuned. Hit the little notification button so you get more, and we'll get these things fired up some more. Here we go, boys. Okay, so these are the high beams with the fog lights. You need to adjust them a little bit. You can tell that the driver's side is a little bit low, but really, really clean line. You can see that line across the woods there, how clean that is. You can see the trailer and how crisp everything is. The projectors are awesome in these lights. Those are the high beams. Back to low beams. High beams. Low beams. Anyways, guys, these lights are killer.
Yeah.